test during class. So today, this is really, this section is all about manipulation, changing the way formulas look, the way equations look, based on all the stuff we've been doing. So this is a very important section. It also is a section where students, for some reason, get lost. We start checking out a lot of the numbers and replacing them with a lot of just nothing but letters. And for some reason, that scares you. But you don't do anything different than what you did when you were messing around with the numbers. So let's take a look at some of the things we're going to talk about. Example 1. AX equals BX minus C. Now, we're going to solve for X. Okay? Now, remember those 3 steps and 2 rules that I taught you a couple weeks ago? You want to identify the term that has the variable in it you're solving for. In this case, we have 2 terms, the AX and the BX. You want to circle that term, you want to solve for it, get rid of everything else, move other terms across the equal sign. But before we can circle the term we want, we need to get these 2 together. So I'm going to move this BX over to the left side. How do I move a term across the equal sign? Nate?
In this case, we're going to subtract.
I'm going to subtract it. It's a positive BX, so I'm going to subtract BX. So now I have an AX minus a BX equals a negative C. All right. Yes?
Could divide by A on both sides?
I could divide by A
Or negative B?
or negative B. I could do that. How about we do a backwards distribution? You guys understand distribution, right? How about we take an X out? What are we left with on the inside?
A minus B.
A minus B. And that's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Backwards distribution. That's called factoring, which that's the very famous chapter that we get to here in the next few months.
Is that the hard one?
That most students talk about, yeah. It's not necessarily hard, it's just a lot of it. All right, now, how do we get X by itself? Hey.
You could divide the whole term of A minus B.
Yeah, this is this parentheses, remember, represents one thing. Doesn't matter how many things are inside of it. It's X times something. So this is technically, we would call this the coefficient on X. Let's just divide off the coefficient. Okay, so we'll divide by that parentheses. So X equals negative C over A minus B. Technically, you don't need those parentheses there, but that would be, ready? A couple different ways you could write that, but that's basically what you want. How's that look? Crazy?
Yeah.
All right, let's do another one. Example 2. Example 2 is C equals X plus A over B. Again, I want to solve for X. What's the first thing we do?
Subtract by A on both sides?
Now you can't subtract the A first because remember there's a B underneath
I think we
here.
got them.
Yes, we need to get rid of the B. Let's multiply both sides by B. So we get BC equals X plus A. Yes?
Subtract A out.
Yeah, subtract the A. You guys are catching on. Now, you can write BC minus A or minus A plus BC. I like to do things alphabetically, so either one of those is correct. Any questions on that so far? Did that make sense? Yes or no? I need to see your head moving. Yes or no? Steph? No? Anybody else? Getting there, some of you. All right. This is typical. So example 3. You're not doing anything that I wasn't expecting, so here we're going to solve for x again. In your formulas, you'll be solving for other letters. Just I'm going to keep it easy for our notes. So, I'll make it a little easier here. Steph, I want to solve for x, so what do I need to do? You can multiply everything by a, or what we typically did in our two-step equations, and this is a two-step equation, is we circle the term that has the variable in it, and we get rid of the other terms. How would I get rid of the plus b? Okay, now you could totally divide off the a first. There's nothing wrong with that, but you would have to divide b and c. Right? Alright, so we're going to subtract b. This is x over a equals negative b plus c. Again, I'm just going to keep it alphabetical. You could say c minus b if you wanted. Alright, now what? Yep, multiply by it. Alright, so now we have x equals negative ab plus ac. Good? Questions so far? Yeah.
There's no way to check yourself that it's right?
Sure, you can check it.
Just replace all the variables?
No. Replace x with this. That's it?
Yes.
Yes or no? Alright, well let's
Because
just
like
check it.
whenever we had numbers, I checked to make sure that that was the right number, that answer.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you did that. So there we're you don't have to write this down. I'm plugging the answer back in. Let's see if we can get this. So, can I take an a out of these two terms?
Yeah.
I'm going to put an a. Now I have a b plus c on the inside. And oops, this is a negative on the inside. Right? Because this term is negative. Okay, so these a's cancel. Reduce, I should say. Now I have a negative b plus c plus b equals c.
Yeah.
What's the minus b and the plus b do?
C equals C.
Yeah. So it works.
Split my mind.
So the point is, this is algebra here. We have no idea what these letters mean. We're just manipulating how it looks, following those steps and rules that we talked about a couple weeks ago. Want to see another one?
Yes.
All right. Example 4. All right, y is a function of x. That's just a fancy way of saying solve for y. That'll be written in your directions today, so it's a fancy way of saying get y by itself. All right, so here it is. 2x plus y equals 7. We're solving for y. Y is a function of x. Solving for y. How do I get y by itself? This is the term I'm solving for. Sophie?
Subtract 2x.
Subtract 2x because it's a positive 2x. And again, a proper way of writing this is your variable terms come first. So this is a negative 2x plus 7. It will not be counted wrong if you write 7 minus 2x. It's just proper to write it like this. This is in a slope-intercept form anyway. So y is by itself, we're done. Easy problem, right? Alright, example 5. Let's see here. Capital S equals 2 times capital B plus capital P lowercase h. This little symbol here just means solve that equation for h. Solve that equation for h. Give everybody a few seconds. term we're solving for. Let's subtract off the 2b. Okay, however you want to write it, s minus 2b or negative 2b plus s, same thing, equals capital P times h, divide off of capital P, every term. So you can write it like this, or you can write it as separate fractions. This is preferred, probably. We got either one of those. Again, this could be negative 2b plus s. Think you can do it?
Yeah.
Manipulate. That's what you're in here to learn. Assignment. Page 187, 432.